Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Omar. It is 7:48 p.m., July 26, 2017, and wanted to build my watch list for tomorrow. I had no trades today, so um, there was a lot of trading today going on. The market seemed a little bit. At first, it seemed kind of dead, but then a couple of things popped up while I was reviewing. I was in and out just watching, but I really didn't get to trade. My watch list was pretty active. There were some good movers on my watch list. AMD, which was the big play yesterday from after hours on earnings. AMD always trades in a range, and it kind of like collapses. So if you can see this here, this is yesterday, and after hours there was a sort of a press release. Its earnings had some good earnings, so it like spiked crazy after hours, and it closed. It hit a high of I think at 1570, and by about 8 p.m. that was it. It kind of shut down at 1563. The market opens. The market opened at 4 a.m. Technically, depending on your broker, depending on where you're at, you could literally start trading at 4 a.m. E-Trade don't allow you to trade till like 7 a.m. But some of the other brokers will let you trade as early as 4 a.m. You just gotta find them. Generally, it's from 7. Some places it's 6. It just really depends. I Thinkorswim lets you trade. I think yeah, as early. I don't. Yeah, I think they let you trade at 4. I'm not sure. I never took a trade that early. I have taken pre-market trades on Thinkorswim, but never that early. But this just faded pretty much all day. I mean, even though it broke, and this is why you can't be duped. So you see how it broke the yearly high here yesterday, in after hours. So people, and I thought that today, I thought that maybe there would be enough volume to push this back past $16, maybe to the next resistance point, which I'll look at let me pull up the 20-year chart. I thought that it had a chance today to get to about that 16. See that next resistance point right here, about 16, 17. Right here actually is the next resistance point level, which is what? Oh no, I'm sorry. Here, 1620. All right, so 1619 actually. So I thought it had a chance to get there, but you know what? Didn't do it. It just completely collapsed. And if you notice here, it formed this double top here in pre-market, and that is actually during the day. So what happens is it starts gapping down pre-market. Sorry about that, guys. And look at this. It's just gapping down. Finds its support level here. You see it forms this double bottom. This holds now as support, and it gaps up. It gets all the way up to that 1560 range again. It couldn't break it. So that is telling you, and then it kind of pulls back, and then it kind of gaps up, and it touches it. So that double top is a very bearish sign. It's a sign that a stock is going to give back some of its gains, and this thing just completely washed. I mean, literally all day long with some pops. There was an opportunity to buy some dips here along the way down, but this thing gave back everything pretty much, and it found support here, and now it's gapping up after hours. AMD trades in a nice range. I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if this breaks past $15 again. And that was and I was right. It was the most. I think it was the most. One of the most traded stocks in terms of volume today. It might have been the most traded stock on the market today. So I did say that it was going to be. That was one of the plays on my watch list. So if you took this short, man, you could have made some bank. FCX. This is the stock that I made $3,200 long in it. And it gave back some gains when the market opened. Double bottomed here again. Now you saw the double top on AMD. So the double top is a bearish sign. The double bottom, and a double bottom is this. It's when the stock kind of just finds its support. You see up and it down, so it's like a double bottom, and it just kind of rips after that. That's a bullish sign. There's no guarantees in any of this, but those are confirmations that there may be a trend reversal. And the stock just ripped all the way up from like 1449 to 1522. So there was some nice movement on some of these stocks. Hertz had, this is real choppy, but it did. You could have did that red to green move. This is a previous day's close price, using this as your stop, and you could have took this for a nice little run up. Urban, same thing, kind of double. Look at this, you know, found its support here. See, traders see that, then they jump in, boom, and it rolled up. So there was some great movement on some of these stocks on my watch list. Now let's build the watch list for tomorrow. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go to create watch list, I'm gonna type 727.17, hit save. This is the criteria I use: stocks between 20 cents and $90, up 5%, with 500,000 shares. 62 stocks show up. I don't know if I'm gonna do the 62 stocks. I'll probably pick like 5, and then I'll do the same thing I did yesterday, which was like post post my final watch list to Twitter. All right, so you get the gist. So first stock was a NAEI. This was up 312%. It went from 10 cents to 39 cents. Imagine that. Imagine you had like 100,000 shares. You know, shit. Whoever's on the pump. This is an OTC. It's probably a clear pump. I'm not gonna put it on the watch list, but keep your eye on it. SYMX stock was 34 cents a few days ago. Now it's up in the 50-cent range. You know, it's choppy. So these are the stocks that if you trade more for a swing trade. If you look at the yearly, you know, this is a stock that was at 145 at its height, and you know its next resistance point is 54 cents. So there's a lot of resistance along the way up. But you know, it looks like it you know, according to this, it looks like it may have a continuation up a little bit. But it's a dog shit company. I'm not gonna put it on the watch list, but you know, keep an eye out on it for maybe potential play tomorrow. NSRPF, nope. This is dog shit. Look at this. It went from 152 to 219. Wow. And this is an over-the-counter stock. This is a pump, and it's gonna crash. You know, it's gonna crash. These are pumps. You know, you can trade them, but they're very risky, and you can lose a lot of money. So be careful. IFON had this nice gap up to 84 cents, and it came down. That's why these sub-dollar stocks, they're so great for shorting, because you know they're shitty. And when they have these spikes never sustain themselves. So all you got to look is for that reversal. And, you know, when you see this doji, you know that's a very tell sign that there's going to be a reversal. You see that lower high right here, and you see this is higher day right here. You just take it short, risking the higher day, and it's like easy money. But, you know, you got to catch it. You know, you got to be able to catch it. That's why you need a good scanner. You know, I use this. Trade Ideas, I recommend it. I use this because I'm being cheap, being quite honest with you. And because I trade from work, I just can't have, you know, there's firewalls, and it's just a pain. But if I was trading from home, I would have Trade Ideas. You know, so, you know, that's why. But the thing is to have a broker that can, you know, find you the shares to short. Like TD Ameritrade is not going to have those shares. You got to go with IB. Interactive Brokers, E-Trade barely ever has them, or they're hard to borrow, really high prices. But you probably, you know, you're gonna have to go either Interactive Brokers or like Centerpoint or Speed Trader, one of those brokerages where you can find them. All right, now the question is it gonna be on the watch list? Well, it had a lot of volume today, so you know what? I'm gonna put it on the watch list, even though it gave back a lot of those gains. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow you get a quick spike at the open. So just keep an eye out on it. Because it's you know, if you look at, let me just pull up the yearly. You know, this, if you look at the stock today, it traded 11 million shares. Yesterday it traded 1 million shares, so it had a lot of volume. So we'll see. Maybe it'll still have some, you know, maybe you'll get a little pop tomorrow. LAGBF, nope. ARWR. Yeah, this stock, you know, had this crazy rip into the close. You know, I don't know. Maybe there was some news. But if you look at the yearly, right? Look at this. This stock is about to pass that 70 mark. So, you know, you can expect a pullback either tomorrow or the day after. You know, we'll see what happens. I'll put it on the watch list just so you can keep an eye on it. I expect it to pull back at the open. Should be looking for a nice short entry. CGI. CGI is up. You know, 385 days ago. You can look to see if it's worth a swing. You know, it's choppy. I'm not going to put it on the watch list. TTPH. Yeah, TTPH was one of these stocks that, you know, pre-market was up almost to $10. Sold all the way down. Find its support right here at that. And I saw this. I didn't trade because I couldn't trade. But I did see this, and I was watching this. And I actually caught it. You see, this was here because I was watching the stock when it found its support level down here. And you can see it double. So you see, look, the same pattern you see. Let me remove that. So you see right here, this is the resistance point right here. This is the support. See? Down, up, down. So that When you get that, that's a confirmation sign that you may get a bounce, a reversal trend is happening, that double bottom. You've seen that on play after play after play in this bull market. It's been like this, honestly, since I've been trading. I've been trading a little over a year. I see the same patterns happen again and again and again. And it just went for a nice ride. I'm going to put this on the watch list, even though, it gapped up and came down. But, look how much volume it had. I mean, that's definitely not its average. And, if you look at it, this, like yesterday, was 1 million shares traded. Today, 14 million shares traded. So, because it had so much volume, you gotta keep your eye on it. And it's, look at this gap fill. It has this gap to fill. Let me zoom in here. You see, it's at oh wow, after hours it collapsed almost all the way. It almost filled the gap. But what I would look to see is to see that, you see that 732. I would look to see if it touches 732 and bounces for a play up. Look for that. That's sometimes you'll get that happens as well. So look to see if it'll touch 732, which would be like support, and see if it bounces up tomorrow. All right, so we'll put that on the watch list. Let's go on. So you see it's not holding its highs, but because there's so much volume, my expectation is maybe it'll be volatile tomorrow. Maybe it'll spike at the open. That's why I'm putting them on my watch list. All right, and then we have MRAM. This thing was $17 2 days ago. It's at $22 now, which is a crazy move, but it's not liquid at all. But even if it's not liquid, 100 shares, is not a bad investment. Look at this. If you would have had 100 shares and you were holding this, let's say for 2 days, you'd be up, 18, 19, 20, 21, $400, So, don't disregard these stocks. I'll look at the yearly, and you can see it had this big green day. I don't know. Maybe it gets more momentum. We'll put it on the watch list. Normally I wouldn't, because it doesn't have enough volume for me, but I'm gonna put it there just because it it's just trending, really really high, and it's moving in points. CDNA had this crazy spike, at the market open. It gaps up, pulls back, forms that bull flag, then it has that second push. And you can see it's kind of struggling, has that one last doji, and then it washes, because these are dog shit companies, and you can see that, remember, the volume tells you everything, right? Buying, 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 then just massive selling. That's how you get in the reversal, and this is a stock that you can short into the reversal, and you can size in pretty nicely, and you would have did really well here. This is not going to be on my watch list though, but I wouldn't be surprised if sometimes you get these spikes, like they happen for like 2 days in a row before they completely die out. BCO is next one. Brinks, look at Brinks, went from $72 to $81. Guys, that's why it's so important to not discard these higher price stocks, because like I told you, you can take, let's say you had a $10,000 account, and you see Brinks maybe had some earnings, I don't know, probably had some, it had some earnings, and it shares up, so the earnings were good, that's why it went up. So you see that the earnings, you see a company like this is a company that's been around forever, has good earnings. You take 100 shares, who cares? 100 shares, if it goes against you 1 point, you lose $100. That's not gonna make or break you, but look, if it goes in your direction like it did here, you could have held this whole day, and $100 investment would have got you a $900 return if you held through the whole thing at a high. You can't discard these stocks. Now, what I like to do too is I like to look up the yearly and see what the RSI. Look what the RSI is. It's at 83, right? Look how high it is. So what do I think is going to happen tomorrow? That more than likely it's going to pull back, and it's going to present a nice shorting opportunity. It's at its yearly high. This stock was $31 a year ago. Wow, it's pretty wild, very impressive. You see, it's been riding the 13 EMA just about the entire time. So my expectation is not that it won't go higher, but it's gonna pull back tomorrow a bit, and you can probably short, 100 shares of this, and that 100 shares, if it pulls like 4 or 5 points, you can make a few $100s. So don't disregard the higher price stocks, right? TMQ, nope. NOG, nope. CCGI, nope. APRI, nope. CERC. Nope. SLAB, SA Slab. Look at this. This thing went from $70 to $77. The problem with some of these stocks, like this it's not liquid. So, but liquid enough where you can take a 100 share position and you're not gonna get stuck. But my concern with some of these stocks, this was $68 5 days ago. In the last 5 days, that was its low. Now, my concern with these stocks is, I'm gonna put on the watch list, is that sometimes the spread be too far apart, where the spread meaning like the ask, like for example, this spread is crazy. So people, bidders are wanting to sell it. They're offering $70.15 to buy the stock, and sellers, where it says open, are looking for $80.90. That's crazy, you know. So, and the stock is worth $80. So if you got executed, you know, you would be down, you know, because the stock is worth $80. And, you know, so, you know, sometimes the spreads be like, well, but realistically, the reason why is because the market's closed. But if the market was open, you know, sometimes you get like a 10-cent spread, 20-cent spread, 30-cent spread. Stay away from those spreads. They're just too much and too risky. I mean, you could take a chance with a 100-share position, because, you know, 100 shares, like I said, is not going to make or break you if you're disciplined and say, hey, you know, my tolerance is, if I'm down $100, I'm going to cut my loss, you know. So I like to do it by number. I don't like to be down more than $200 on a trade, you know, me personally. Even though I can have a bigger risk tolerance, because I have a bigger, well, when I pool all my money in one account, I'll have a big account. I got my money spread off over several accounts right now. But, you know, I could take a bigger tolerance, you know, risk. But, you know, people do percentage. I like actual dollar amount. For me, it's just simpler that way. All right. So, moving on. SIGL. Nope. CRP. MBRX. MBRX is a stock that I've traded before. And, you know, it has moved. And you notice here, right? So, it has this spike, right? 5 million shares traded. And look at the pattern, right? So, right, gaps up, pulls back, but what do you see here? A double top. Double top is a bearish sign. So when you get that double top and you see it's not breaking, right in here, when you get that lower high right here, you see how it gaps down and pops back up, and you see it's not breaking, that's your confirmation that it's showing weakness, you know? And you're gonna look at the volume bars, right? Let me zoom in. You look at the volume bars, you see there's more selling than buying. You take it for a short, and you're risking that high here of 240, or you can risk the higher day 244, and you could have took the short and got a nice little wash. You know, that's why I like, you know, focus on the patterns. That's why I took off the indicators on the 1 minute, just because I think like sometimes you just get too caught up, you know. And you get too caught up with the indicators, and you're not focusing on you know, on the actual pattern. That's all that really matters: pattern, support, and resistance, and volume. All right, so let me keep going. Oh, I was looking at the wrong ones. Here we go. Let's look at oh yeah, EVEP. Nope. FMSA. FMSA had this nice little move all up to 290, hit $3, and it started to fade down. Now, is it gonna be on my watch list? I don't know. I mean, you know, had its first screen day. You know, there's really no resistance up to 330, but you know, it's fading, and I don't know. I don't know. You can put it on your watch list. I'm not gonna put it on mine. I don't know. I'm not too thrilled with it. Well, you know, I'll put it on. There's nothing else. You guys can then look and see, make your own judgments. PETQ, yeah, Q. Nah, it's very choppy. I don't like it. CYRX, nah. You know, I mean, this stock, I mean, I'm looking at the wrong thing. You know, it was $5.30 5 days ago. It's at $7 now, so it's gapping up. It doesn't have no value, but, you know, take a look at it. Maybe you may want to take it for a swing. Maybe it's worth a swing. I know nothing about the company, you know, so you could do your research. Go to FinViz and just see what the company's about. Now, according to this, the stock is due for a pullback. So, you know, I mean, you know, take a look. Maybe it's worth a look to see if it's due for a nice little pullback. Maybe you get a nice little wash at the open tomorrow. We'll see, especially once it breaks below VWAP. You know what? I'll put it on there for you guys. CYRX. I'm short biased on it for tomorrow. Let's see. FCEL. Nope. SFS. Nope. HBM. Nope. Too choppy. RGLS. Nope. X. Yeah, X had this crazy move where, you know, it had this nice move up, you know, and, you know, it formed this lower high here and then completely washed. Look at this. So 100 share position, you know, would have got you a few $100s, you know, and then you could have dip bought it once it found the support level. It just kind of just rode it up, you know. So, you know, it's at what, $26. And if we look at it over the last 5 days, you know, this was at $23. It's up at $27. Now, what I would be doing is to see if it breaks this $25 mark, or actually this right here, this $26.90 mark. I'd be looking for a short. you know, because this is a key support area right here, you know. And if you don't, you know, you can put a trend line there, or you can put an alert, you know, to remind you. You know, you can go create alert, and you can say start mark is at or below 25.90 short stock, and you can hit create, and then it lets you know. You know, so it's very cool. You can do that as you do your watch list. That's what real planning does. You know, RENN was 607, now it's at 722. You can look to see if it's worth, you know, a swing. CHGG was at, you know, $12. It went all the way up to $15, so it had this crazy spike, and then just kind of was sideways the rest of the day. You know, you can look at the yearly, see where it's been. It's at its all-time high. It had this crazy move. You know, it may pull back tomorrow, so, you know, we'll put it on the watch list and see. All right, SBGL. Oops, let me do that. Today, 1 minute, and it's up. You know, SBGL was at 460, it's at 506. Let's see what's going on. And I am not gonna keep going through this because there's just too many plays. But I know there's two other plays that I think I want to do. NUGT, I think, had this crazy move. Gold is up, so you know, gold is up. It was at $29, at 33. So you should put NUGT and look for some of the other gold stocks. I'm pretty sure some gold stocks are on this list. I don't know. I think GFI, is GFI a gold stock? I'm not sure. Yeah, GFI is a gold stock. Yeah, so gold, I'm gonna put GFI here, and you know, look at the gold stocks tomorrow. See what gold is. If gold pulls back tomorrow, all these gold stocks will pull back tomorrow. If gold is up tomorrow, then all these stocks will go up. Yeah, DVAX had this crazy sell-off, and then it found its support, and then you could have dip bought. It came all the way back up to 10. I'll put it on the watch list for tomorrow. All right, so you know, so again, guys, what you should do is you should look at the stocks. You should see where their key support resistance levels are to get a sense of the direction of the stock. All right, so you know, I hope you found this helpful. I'll keep building out the watch list. I didn't want to make this too long. You know, but these plays are more than enough. You could find one for tomorrow. All right, so have a great evening, and you know, hit me up. You know, like, subscribe, and ask questions. Thanks. Bye.